Welcome to the History Lord. You join us here today and we're in Kenilworth in Warwickshire, and today we're going to be talking about the Siege of Kenilworth Castle in 1266, a long time ago, and it was the longest siege in English history. Now we're stood here and this is part of Kenilworth Castle, but the main part is over here. James, if you swing round, thank you very much. This is all that's left of Kenilworth Castle. Now it's a part of history that I'm not too familiar with, and it was the Barons' Revolt, or the Second Barons' War in 1263, and it involved the King and Simon de Montfort. Now Simon de Montfort is a name in history because he was one of the founders of the English Parliament back in 1265. Now he was gone by 1266, and his son, also called Simon de Montfort, was ensconced here. And so I do have to read this. As I say, it's not part of history that I'm too familiar with, but it was under Henry III, and it became known as the Barons' War. It was a dispute over the nobles' attempt to rein Henry's extravagant spending into line. There was a thing called the Provisions of Oxford, and they took some of the king's power away, and it was given to the barons, and it was also led to the imprisonment of Prince Edward, and he was imprisoned here in Kenilworth Castle. It all culminated in the Battle of Evesham in 1265, where Simon de Montfort was killed and Henry took over again. Now the king, I believe, tried to negotiate for a peaceful settlement, but that never happened, and so the rebels were defiant, and several of them ended up here in Kenilworth. The siege lasted for about 9 months, I think it was, and they tried everything. The king's army tried everything to get the rebels to surrender. They tried using trebuchets, so these large slings that would fire stones at the wall. They would try and get through the moat. They would try and put boats across the moat to try and sink the supply boats that were going in. That was more successful. Finally, after 9 months, disease and hunger forced the garrison to surrender. Now, under the terms of surrender, the rebel barons, some were allowed their lands back, which had been seized by the king, but it did cost the country an absolute fortune in this part of the Barons' War. So much so that the 10 adjoining counties all had to foot some of the bill, and that included they had to pay excessive taxes for a further 2 years. You imagine that today. The castle was given eventually to Henry's younger son, who was Edmund, the Earl of Lancaster. So there you go. We've both learned something, we've all learned something today, part of history that I'm not familiar with, so I've had to do my little bit of research, and it's in Kenilworth. Now part of English heritage, so if you do want to come along and see it, it's open to the public. You pay a small fee to get in, or if you're a member of English heritage, I believe it's on the free list. So there you go. Anyway, it's a lovely sunny day, and I think James and myself might have a wander around there later, but without the camera. Thanks for watching. We do hope you enjoy these videos. If you do, please subscribe. If you want to see what we do other than these videos, have a look at Last Line Films. That's James's YouTube and TikTok channel. It's also Last Line Films online as well. That's his website. And if you want to see what I used to do, have a look at historylord.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Take care.